getting the advice, some knowledge, and some extra stuff that we don't know, because each day we take one day at a time. But I'm here to talk to you about something called self-care. So I hope most of you can relate to this, that getting on an airplane, and you're sitting down and you're waiting for the plane to take off, and they go through the security stuff, and they say to you, if we hit turbulence, if we do something, if something goes wrong and your gas mask comes down, parents, put your mask on first before you help your children. Does anyone know why they say that?
Because you're the one that's going to help them in really fast.
Exactly, because you have about between 20 and 60 seconds of oxygen at that point in time. This is not to frighten anybody, but you have 20 to 60 seconds worth of oxygen to get that onto you so you can think clearly. And it is the thinking clearly that will help save your children in that situation. And from the point of being a health coach, I work on the same basis, that you have to kind of be able to think clearly every day to do what is best for your children. And so you are there in the mind, body, and spirit for everything that they may need, and all the challenges and joys that you face every day. So this is about self-care. And so it comes in many varieties. And self-care isn't selfish. Every parent in this room should take time out to make sure that they're looking after themselves so they can be better for their children. I learned this from being Annie's dad. Prior to becoming a health coach and a personal trainer, I was always a health and fitness freak. But what I really wanted to do was be an entrepreneur, do all these wonderful, crazy things. And then all of a sudden having Annie taught me something else. That we all have health and fitness. A lot of people don't appreciate how important it is to have our health. And she has been my inspiration to make some changes in my life, including my professional trajectory. I'm in the process of setting up a charity called Who Cares UK. And the purpose of this will be I will go into big businesses and corporations. I will teach health coaching and well-being free to them, provided that they put money into the charity, so I can work with the parents of children who have illnesses, disabilities, whatever the scope is. So I'm waiting on the charity commission now to give me the okay on this. As soon as it happens, hopefully Colin will help me amplify this through Costello Kids. I'll be working with people like Nuffield Health, who I'm hoping parents like everyone here will be able to get cheaper membership to Nuffield Health. That kind of thing, so we can really start looking after ourselves. So, what is good health? How does that look? There are 4 pillars to good health. There's sleep, relaxation, nutrition, and exercise, or motion. So if we start with motion, how many people here every day actually get some exercise? Okay.
No.
Okay. So what would you do if I said I can give you a 5-minute workout that will exercise most of the muscles in your body, most of the joints in your body? You can do it in 5 minutes. Would everyone do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Depends what it is.
Okay, that means I have to show you. Okay, so this is where I make a fool of myself, right? One of the most important things, if you go around the world, and I've done a lot of traveling, is you will see kids and adults getting down on the ground like this, and just being really low to the ground. Doing this very motion, you're using pretty much most of the 260 joints you have in your body. And so that exercise is one of the exercises, is doing squats, body weight squats. And if you really condense your muscle legs and your glutes and everything else, and you slowly go down, taking about a count of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you hold it. And you just down here, breathing, relaxing, and then slowly come up. If you do that 10 times, 10 times, that's all you have to do. You are going to be oxygenating your blood, you're going to be using your muscles, you are going to be exerting yourself. That's it, 10 times, really, really slowly.
What happens if you have bad knees?
You go really slowly, because this will actually help your knees, and you only go down as far as you can go. And if you go down this far and hold it, that's fine. This is all an exercise of progression. No one's looking for perfection here. Progress is what counts. So this is all about making little steps every day to improve your well-being. So if you get down this far, that's fine. In 2 weeks' time, if you got down this far, that's equally fine. When you feel pain, withdraw from it. But at least try to practice it. That's the first goal. Next one is called a hollow push-up. Anyone know what the push-up is? Who does push-ups here? Anybody do push-ups? Fiona has to do push-ups, by the way. I've got Annie trying to do push-ups. Okay, so push-ups, a hollow push-up. Okay, I'm going to make a real ass of myself now. Okay, so you're down here. You have your hands about 6 inches behind your shoulders. You're going to round your back, and then you lower yourself down. And then you push yourself up. Any exercise like that, you're using core muscles, you're using all around the whole girdle of your core muscles, your shoulders, your back, everything is being used. With those 2 exercises, 5 minutes a day, that's more than most of you are getting now. And all you have to do is be determined to take that 5 minutes for yourself, that little bit of self-care. Because physically, you're going to be better off for it. That means your child should benefit from it as well. Failing that, go out and take a 30-minute walk. Exercise comes in all sorts of ways. You don't have to go to the gym. You don't have to lift weights. You don't have to run the marathon. Just go outside and enjoy nature. Go out, breathe, move around. Motion is really important to us. If you go back to us 2 million years, we're hunter-gatherers. We were always stalking, moving, getting low. All these things, we used our bodies. Modern life, we have stopped using our bodies. We really need to start kind of getting up and getting out there. And things that you can do with your kids, do them. Otherwise, let them watch you and have a laugh. On Saturday morning, every Saturday morning, I teach a community class called Animal Motion. And it's on the green across the street from our house. And I get friends out there, I get people from the community out there, and I have them walking like monkeys, crawling like crabs, slithering in the mud like snakes, and everybody's getting exercise and moving their bodies, and they're having fun. Exercise, motion, movement should be about enjoyment. Which brings me to relaxation. Relaxation comes in a variety of ways. Going out and doing things that get you away from the stress is really important. Easiest thing you can do is practice breathing. It's one of the most important things that you can do in your life, besides drinking water and getting nourishment, is breathing. Yet most people never use the lower third of their lungs. So I'm going to do a breathing exercise with everybody now. Can everyone stand up? Those of you who can stand up, please stand up. You weren't expecting this. You were expecting another slideshow, weren't you? Okay, I want you to take your hands and put them so your thumbs are about right where your navel is. All right? And I want you to just relax. Let your belly fall. And then breathe in. Feel right to the lower third of the lungs. You feel your stomach coming out. And then slowly press your stomach in and exhale. Now, we're going to do that. Breathe in for a count of 4. Hold it for a count of 4. And exhale for a count of 4. This is called box breathing. Okay, so, ready? Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Good. Who blew out really hard? Was that you, Kath? Blowing out? Good for you. Really push the air out. Now, let's try that a few times, because what we're trying to do now is get oxygen into. And that oxygen, we talked about earlier when they were talking about some of the autism things, that when they hit the red mist, that they have to go out, play on the scooter, run around it. What they are doing by those exercises is that they're breathing. And that breathing instigates the parasympathetic nervous system to calm down, the rest and digest part of our lives. So let's try breathing in again. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. And inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. How are people feeling? Lightheaded, a little bit happier, relaxed, thinking, what the hell is this guy talking about? All of those are fine. Okay, so breathing exercise. And I've left some folders on the table. Please take them home. There's some breathing exercises in there to energize you. There are some breathing exercises in there to relax you. Have a look at them. Play around with them. Make them your own. You don't have to follow them word for word. You just have to kind of try them out. See what works for you. Start to own them. Relaxation also comes in many other possible ways. That could be having quiet time with your child and making the most of it and making it that time. And certainly with Annie, I know that those times can be frantic, wild, but it's learning that mindset to kind of embrace that as a really special moment and allowing that stress just to let go, because you're in a very precious time with your child. I hold on to that time. I try to encourage all my clients to hold on to that time. Nutrition. This is the big one, because nutrition comes in two forms. There's primary food and secondary food. Primary food is the food that's not on your plate. Primary food is the love of your life. It's cooking at home. It's your relationships. It's your sense of community. It's your spirituality. It's your career. It's all those things that nourish you and help you get through life. And then there's secondary foods, and that's the food on your plate. And those foods really, how many people have gone on a diet here? Okay. How many people have succeeded at their diets? Okay. The only people who really succeed from diets are the people who write the books. Plain and simple. If you want to kind of lose weight, be more healthy, stop eating junk food. Stop eating ultra-processed foods. It's really simple. If it has more than one ingredient, don't eat it. Simple as that. If you're making something yourself from scratch with fresh ingredients, fantastic. But if you're going to have the same thing by going into Tesco's or Marks or whatever and buying it, I'm telling you now, make it yourself, because that is the healthy option. And if you're getting the right nutrients, you're going to balance your diet naturally. You're not going to kind of go into starvation. You're not going to deprive yourself of things. You are going to learn to crowd out the bad stuff with the good stuff. And that's one of the most important things everyone can do, because a lot of processed foods cause inflammation. And that inflammation can cause all other sorts of problems, like obesity, like type 2 diabetes, all these other things when we start to eat processed foods build up in us. So think about keeping away and how you will keep away from it. And you don't have to be perfect again. If you get it right 80% of the time, you're in pretty good shape. Finally, and this is the big one for us, is sleep. How many here feel like they're sleep deprived? Yeah, this was going to be the tough one, because I can't actually run you through a sleep exercise right now. Everyone take a nap, quickly. So, there are certain things that you could, sleep is absolutely essential for good health. It's not even a pillar, it is the foundation of good health. Because during sleep is when our bodies repair, grow, hormones kick in and do the right things to kind of nourish our bodies. If we don't get enough sleep, we wake up, we could be irritable, we could kind of have strange hunger cravings because the hormones have, you have certain hormones that kind of make those cravings happen. How many times have you woken up without enough sleep and were starving?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. It happens because you're not getting enough sleep. It's not the foods you eat, it's the lack of sleep you're getting. So it's really tough. Our kids sometimes don't allow us to sleep. So you have to there are little cheats that you can do, and there are little hacks that you have to think about. Things like having blackout curtains. So when you are sleeping, you're going to get into that restorative sleep really fast, so there's no lights or sounds coming in. That restorative sleep needs to be about 30% of the sleep that you get each night. And if you're getting 6 hours, 7 hours of sleep, which is pretty good for most people because most people don't even get anywhere near that, then, an hour and a half is going to be that restorative sleep. If you're getting that restorative sleep, that's giving your mind the chance to kind of allow the things that you learned that day, your memory to kind of work, they sink deeper into your memory. It's about taking care when you're resting. You have to take just as much care when you're asleep as when you're awake. So there's some sleep notes in those folders as well. I'd like to ask anyone questions. Anyone have some? There's got to be a question here. Come on, help me out for this. Who here thinks that they're healthy? Does anyone here have any specific health concern? Concerns, thoughts, anything? No? Okay. Well,
So we're all healthy.
we're all healthy, that's good. Okay. Yes. Colin's reminded me in my thank yous, I was meant to say thank you to two very special people besides Colin and Kath. This year, friends of ours, Fiona and I, one of my friends ran a marathon and she ran it for Costello kids. And she raised about $5,000, and which was amazing, absolutely stunning. That's Nikki Jarvis, and I love her dearly. And her husband Dave, who organized it, promoted it, and really made it happen. And then there's another very dear friend of ours who works for Pentonville Prison as a health coach there, as a PE teacher at Pentonville. And he got Pentonville to go out and raise $2,000 by running a golf tournament and a football tournament. And so we are amazingly grateful for their friendship, but also grateful for the taking time and contributing to Costello Kids and to everybody here, I hope.
Thank you. Without the fundraising, Charlie, I'm going to put you on the spot. If you can thank your friend.
Yep.
If you can,
Oh,
Come on, Charlie.
come
get
on,
on there.
just say a few words.
Thank him on the microphone.
Oh, yeah, in front of the...
let's make that fundraising. Who did it?
Right, Marky, this is for you. This is to thank Marky Lascelles and his family, who every year host a big surf competition where we live down in Cornwall. And they raise lots and lots and lots of money, and they like to donate it to charities that affect the community that we're in. So for the last couple of years, they've donated a fairly big chunk to Costello Kids because of Samson and my other children surf and my husband surfs. And it's a great community I live in. So Marky and your family, thank you very, very much.
Oh.